Hello, I'm XQUEEno. You can also call me Shitu. Welcome to my astrology channel. I explore special and nuanced topics on astrology here. So visit my blog and also subscribe to my channel if you want to learn more about astrology and get astrology updates. With that being said, let's dive in. This video is about the total solar eclipse happening on the 8th of April, with Saturn conjunct Mars happening right after total solar eclipse on the 10th of April. So, starting with the total solar eclipse on the 8th of April, it starts with Moon meeting the Sun and Chiron in Aries at 19 degrees. They're all making an exact conjunction at 19 degrees. So, right from the start, a few things that will be highlighted are the areas of our life that has been stagnant for quite some time now. Maybe there hasn't been much movement or much progress in those areas of our life, and this can be seen through where Aries is in your chart, which house does Aries fall into, and where this North Node transit is happening around this time. There can be extreme events happening in those areas of your life. Either you are creating it yourself, or some sudden events, maybe even chaotic events, could be happening in those areas. Solar eclipse is not always dramatically negative, since it's sun centered, and we can expect positive changes and wonderful new doors opening for us. But the changes that happen can seem extremely chaotic and a little bit too hard to handle at first. It can come as a shock or an epiphany or sudden turn of events knocking at your door. But this North Node transit in Aries has brought up a lot of frustrations for us all, and the Chiron conjunction that happened with North Node has also brought up a lot of frustrations from within. That wonderful Chiron conjunction to North Node has also brought us breakthroughs in our own healing journeys, which we probably needed very desperately, if anything. So, if you have noticed, you might have been extremely straightforward and honest about your own inner wounds and focusing on healing those inner wounds in the past few months, especially since January of 2024. Also, a quick mention about those of you who are spiritually inclined. It is recommended that you work on your solar plexus chakra. It will do you wonders around this time. If you are also experiencing headaches, this extreme feeling of a compression in your skull, I hope you are taking good care of yourself, resting well. Also, those of you who have migraine issues, it might be getting a little too out of your hand. So I hope you're taking precautions, and if needed, I hope you are seeking medical support, because this total solar eclipse in Aries is bringing up those issues in particular. Aries is where we understand the I am of our identity, so we are gently addressing any wounds with regards to our sense of self, capabilities, and ambitions. In a way, we are rediscovering the true depth of who we are and what we wish to achieve. So, wounds with regards to your past failures, regrets with regards to past disappointments, especially those that centered around your ambitions and the things that you weren't able to pursue, things that you weren't able to complete, even, can come up right now. intensely, a lot more intensely than usual. But facing those disappointments, even if you feel a sense of shame or remorse, it is extremely important that you sit with this feeling and let it flow and let the healing process take over. Sun and moon are exactly conjunct Chiron during this eclipse, and it can indicate to a whole new feeling of being reunited with yourself again. So, if you have been facing identity related issues and even about your own personal freedom, this eclipse will break you out of those bondages and contracts, if there are any, so that you can pursue your dreams, your passions, and ambitions as a sovereign individual. You'll also have the courage to do what you felt that you weren't prepared for before. If you have let go of really heavy past baggage during the last lunar eclipse in Libra that happened on March of 25th, then you might be feeling as if you have left behind a big part of your life. Relationships that came to an end suddenly, or the connections that you had to let go of due to major self realizations, can end up making you feel lost and directionless for a while. But all these critical changes that you have made in your life with regards to your relationships, the way you relate to yourself, your by that I mean your own relationship with yourself, certain dynamics that you felt were toxic, and things in your relationships that felt as if they were creating major imbalances in your life before, and the way you cut yourself out of those ties that felt heavy and burdensome, fruitless almost. These are the extreme changes that you have made, rightfully so, for your betterment and the other persons or the other people. So, sudden dissolving of such relationships, although they were for your highest good, it will bring up these feelings of loneliness for a moment at least. Breaking out of codependency, complacency, or even trauma bonding can be extremely taxing to your emotional self and your mental self. So, there's no need to be hard on yourself, and also to realize that you did your best. You did this for the highest good of all that were involved. So, even if you feel that it is extremely hard to stand in your own independence again, it won't be long before you get back your confidence. These triggers that you are experiencing right now are pushing you towards rediscovering yourself, who you are, what feeds your passions, and what are your needs in your life, in your relationships, even with yourself. So, this eclipse will help you understand the power of self reliance and the thrill of independence that you might have forgotten during the past few years when dealing with serious issues in life. Now you'll have enough room to reintegrate your authentic self in a more balanced and healthy way where your ego can grow without taxing both yourself and your relationships, along with restoring your confidence and making you feel self assured. Mercury is conjunct Sun, Moon, and Chiron at this time as well. This will bring exceptional insights and major realizations with regards to many aspects of your life. There can also be painful truths with regards to certain people or situations. There can also be heartbreaking self realizations. But these revelations will help you heal some of those deep wounds from your past. There is a beautiful Venus conjunction happening with Neptune as well. So, whenever you feel overwhelmed around this time, you will be able to draw some compassion and self love from that conjunction because Mars is now in Pisces, conjunct Saturn. Wow, I just saw a shooting star. Okay. Mars is now in Pisces, conjunct Saturn as well. And on the April 8th, they'll only be 2 degrees shy from an exact conjunction, where the exact conjunction happens on the 10th of April, so only 2 days away from the solar eclipse. This conjunction to Saturn will demand extreme emotional maturity from all of us. We'll need to stay in control of our own emotions, our reactions, no matter how chaotic or unpredictable things may become. It can also mean that we will be extra prone to feeling ashamed of our own emotions around this time, especially those that are deemed negative, like anger, rage, emotional outbursts, and such. These are extremely natural emotions, and there is really no need to be ashamed of them. But Saturn's conjunction to Mars in Pisces, especially, can make us feel that way. We will be prone to guilting ourselves into feeling as if we are doing something wrong when we are not. So, we should give ourselves enough time to reflect on our emotions before expressing them, but also we should avoid criticizing ourselves way too much. However, we'll have to stay extra vigilant of our reactions in tense situations. It is best not to initiate any tense situations around this time, if anything, for this entire month until Mercury retrograde ends. This is not the time for heated confrontations at all. If there are issues to be resolved, make sure to address it with as much maturity as you can. Patience and calmness will be your best friends around this time. There's a lot of wisdom when it comes to Pisces that almost seems hidden, and Saturn in Pisces is bringing those out. So, our past experiences will hold a lot of answers to our own internal frustrations and even the conflicts that we are facing with others. So, don't hold back when you are speaking the truth, and make sure that truth is guiding you on your way. Even if people around you are feeling uncomfortable with whatever you are saying, they will know that whatever you're saying is the truth, and it really makes a huge difference. Be as factual as you can and a little bit more rational instead of emotional. This way, you can avoid extreme reactivity. Since Saturn is involved in this conjunction to Mars, it is also important that we pay attention to the bigger picture. So make sure that your words and actions are aligned towards your higher purpose around this time, which will affect everybody around you, not just your life. So there's a big karmic proportion to everything you do and everything you say around this time. Every decision you make will decide a lot of things in the future. There might also be this feeling of being stuck between a rock and a hard place. This whole pressure creates diamonds kind of situation where you might find yourself. This is likely pushing you towards major awakenings with yourself, which can seem forceful somehow on the part of the universe or God. This eclipse seems to be demanding extra resilience and extra patience from us. Saturn in Pisces is also highlighting certain karmic issues with regards to relationships in particular, since Pisces generally represents spiritual connections. So they also have an element of karma to them. Breaking away from such situations are not easy, since even soul connections can be negative or positive, sometimes both. We will need a lot of patience to handle delicate issues with regards to karma and to overcome these contracts and these soul ties we have with certain people, places, and things that seem to have run out, run their course around this time. And it's time for a new start, a new beginning. In many ways, we wouldn't be able to take that leap forward until we break free from these soul contracts that have run their course. As simple as that. With all these sudden endings and sudden beginnings, you might also feel as if your old self is somehow fading away, and this can naturally kick in an identity crisis within you, making you feel as if you're losing control over your life. But all the more, trust in the process, and you will see clear signs of a whole new powerful version of yourself emerging from all of this. The next 6 months in particular will play an instrumental role in you claiming your power back and taking control of your life once again. Your ego will be extremely balanced, and it will go through a healthy transformation around this time. So, your vision for the future will also seem as if it's getting clearer and clearer by the day. Mercury retrograde will last until the 25th of April, so try your best to stay patient throughout this month when things start to slow down significantly. Take your time to reevaluate your triggers right now as well, especially if you have been stuck in restrictive situations. This is not the time to wage a war or break free from things forcefully. This is a time to stay focused and strategize new plans. Give yourself some time to process the situation that you are in, accept the situation for what it is. Saturn conjunct Mars in Pisces will bring these intense triggers. It will make you face your own fear of failure around this time, which will eventually motivate you to go after your ambitions and to break free from those chains of past disappointments. It is important not to rush into anything, especially when you're feeling frustrated and anxious. The massive release of Mars and Aries energy around this time will be way too extreme and chaotic to handle. So try your best not to jump to conclusions or to make sudden decisions, because believe me, that will be a big temptation with Chiron and North Node conjunction fading away. If you're in restrictive situations, try not to make desperate moves. This Saturn conjunct Mars is asking us in a more compassionate way to make solid plans and focus on breaking out of these situations as methodically as we can, instead of being impulsive and maybe even tying yourself up even more. Taking things slow can actually manifest quicker results around this time. Eventually, you will claim your independence back and take authority over your life again. That is the promise of Saturn conjunct Mars in Pisces. Also, this is a wonderful time for rebranding your self identity, even your professional identity. In many ways, you will move past a previous version of yourself and leave behind any fear, self doubt, and insecurity as a result. So, this can bring a sense of renewal within yourself and the things that you are pursuing around this time. Collectively, we are all entering a whole new reality. There are paradigm shifts happening all around us as we speak. Exciting things are entering our life. It Feels as though we have been waiting for this day in some ways. This spring seems to be so much more promising. So I hope we can carry this positive momentum moving forward. Now let's briefly discuss how the solar eclipse and Saturn's conjunction to Mars is going to affect each sign. It is usually best to check your rising sign, but this can also relate to your sun and moon signs. If you know exactly which house 19 degrees Aries falls into in your natal chart, I'll mention the houses along with the signs so that this can be easier for you to look it up. So let's start with Aries. Don't be so hard on yourself, Aries. You're doing great. New vitality is entering your life. You can feel the inspiration and confidence surging through you. New directions in life will soon open up for you, if not already. You have done an amazing job at healing your inner child and your past wounds. This has been quite a journey with Chiron in Aries. Your health can see a little shake up around this time, but I'm sure you'll be able to regain that balance soon. Make the most of this eclipse. There are positive things entering your life as we speak. It's your season, Aries, so be optimistic about your future. Taurus, are you trying to ignore a very apparent problem? I know it's not like you, since you're so practical and grounded, but you can also be very stubborn, you know that, right? You hold on to things for way too long. So be honest with yourself, Taurus. Are you holding on to things that have run their course? Things that have been way too burdensome, where stagnancy was prevalent? If so, please let them go, or this eclipse might rip it out of your hands. Solar eclipses are notorious for new beginnings, although, unlike lunar eclipses that can snatch things away from us, but we can expect that from solar eclipse as well. So, since this is happening in your 12th house, I hope you're not holding on to things that have run their course already. Lay them to rest and look forward to new things, Taurus. If you've already broken through these karmic ties in any way, shape, or form, you can rest assured that you'll soon be frolicking through the doors of abundance. Things will start moving again, Taurus, especially after mid April. Also, take as much rest as you can around this time. It can be quite exhausting to you, in particular, since it's happening in your 12th house. Gemini, you are breaking out of a mental prison of sorts. Any brain fog or difficulty in seeing the bigger picture and even envisioning your own future, these issues may be resolving themselves. If you run your own business or have a good network, make the best use of them around this time. They'll bring you good financial tidings. If you're making any major plans, maybe wait until Mercury stations direct again. Since Mercury is your ruler, it is best if you can wait a little while longer before making any big decisions or starting something new. I won't say stop, but it will be best, if you can take a little while more to solidify your plans. But otherwise, this will be a wonderful time for you. Mental exhaustion might be finally leaving you. New connections and friend groups may be apparent around this time. Making new connections and friend groups can bring you a lot of happiness. Work on your career goals as well. Make plans to build an empire, Gemini. And I'm being serious about it. Saturn and Mars are in your 10th house after all. You'll have all the motivation around this time, so might as well, right? Cancer. Take a deep breath, Cancers. This will be a big eclipse to deal with. And I know I don't want to sound dramatic, but yes, there have been many changes taking place in your professional life lately, and this will be a major one. You might be close to your career milestones, so expect wonderful things in your professional life around this time. Major accomplishments are ahead of you. But if you haven't already set specific goals in your career life, I recommend that you do. Then again, if this isn't particularly about your career, this can be about your public image, your popularity, or even your social status. So make the best use of any major ambition that you are pursuing or planning to pursue. You will see great results for all that hard work within the next 6 months. So good luck, Cancers, and congratulations. Leo, the last few years have been extremely exhausting and confusing. You might have felt as if you lost your way or maybe even lost your faith a little bit. You're finally beginning to see the clear skies. You seem to have a whole new purpose in your life now. There's a good news to this eclipse as well, Leos. Those annoying little distractions that you have been facing for so long, they will soon start to dissipate, and you will be able to streamline your thoughts and actions once again. So embrace this journey, Leos. You will soon hit a breakthrough. Focus on your money as well, especially if your monetary situation has been slow or even unpredictable. You will soon start seeing the results of your hard work. What's more, those results seem big. Virgo, this eclipse will be a painfully liberating one, Virgos, and I'm sorry to put it this way, but you probably already know what I'm talking about. You have been through the thick of it for so long now, Virgos. Just a few more steps, and you will see the light breaking through the end of this dark tunnel. You have manifested a whole new life for yourselves, Virgos. You have been so strong all this time. You will be super proud of yourself when you see the results of your hard work. This has been a very lonely journey as well, but you will soon start to meet new people and walk into amazing situations which will feel close to your soul again. Money and inheritance issues will likely get resolved around this time. I don't know if it will be a positive or a negative result, since karma is playing a huge role in all of this. But be assured, Virgos, your good heart will win in the end, and what is owed to you will be yours. Libra, there has been so much tension in your private life, Libra. So hope you're taking care of yourself. Your relationships are certainly going through some really major changes. But in this process, if you're finally starting to feel brave enough to follow your heart's desires with regards to life in general, then know that all that healing you have been doing for the past few years in particular is finally paying off. Sudden proposals and engagements are likely in your near future. On the other hand, there can also be some bittersweet separations and divorces as well. So, fit this into your situation. Either way, congratulations, Libra. You are ready to step into a whole new stage of your life. Your career will need most of your attention right now, but if you have been facing issues in your finances, you will soon start to see major developments happening there too. Scorpio, you're all about that bag, Scorpios. So, if there are shakeups happening in your career and finances, I hope this is not driving you crazy. I'll assure you not to worry much, since your intuition is likely nudging you towards making the right decisions, so you'll be just fine. It would also be a good thing to focus on your health right now. Try not to overwork yourself to the point of exhaustion. Take guilt free breaks if you want to. Be as rested as you can. This can reset you majorly. You might be working towards your finances around this time. Maybe, just maybe, because you might be sensing as if your love life will need your attention next, at least in the coming months, which might be because of that Jupiter conjunction to Uranus in your seventh house. You can expect wonderful rewards in your love life. So, yes, if you're feeling called towards stabilizing your finances, go ahead, do it now. Your love life will have most of your focus for the next few months. Stay positive and grounded, Scorpio. Secure that bag, and if your sights are on it, the ring too. Sagittarius. You haven't been feeling like yourself lately, Sagittarius. And frankly, it's heartbreaking to see you like that. Things have been way too serious in your life for the past few years, and it's not really fair. You have been hard at work and even more focused on your home life and stability. Challenges seem to have been popping up left, right, and center. All this tension has likely affected your confidence lately. Your passionate side has been screaming for a breath of fresh air, and something tells me that this eclipse will bring you that much needed break. You will feel like your spark is coming back again, Sagis. Moreover, you will also see success soon for all your tireless hard work. Happiness and light-hearted fun will slowly slip into your life again. The next 6 months can be a wonderful time for celebrations too, Sagis. So look forward to them with excitement. Capricorn, you and the other cardinal signs have been through a rough patch, almost for a decade actually, with Pluto's transit in your sign. But now, all of a sudden, with this North Node transit in Aries, you might have been facing challenges in your home life in particular, which is also simultaneously taking your focus away from your career. Your perspective about what your own role in your family is likely changing for the better. So, gracefully allow it to shift, Capricorns. It might feel a lot more challenging and even intense at times, since you do care a lot about your loved ones, but you might not show them exactly how much, at least not all the time. Have heartful conversations with your loved ones now. Let them know how much you love them. You never know. You might see exactly how much they love you too. Also, it is important that you take care of your mental health around this time. Break away from any anxious overthinking and negative thought patterns. It's almost like you have been missing focusing on your career life lately. So, here's the good news: you'll be quite busy in the coming months. So, prepare yourself for new career endeavors, Capricorns. You will love this next 6 months. They'll be extremely rewarding, Capricorns. Aquarius. Your whole world is changing, Aquarius, and it is all happening in your mind first. The past few years were instrumental in breaking you free from any outdated worldviews, and now you're seeing life through a much less complicated yet funky pair of glasses. In many ways, you have been acing these lessons so far, and the coming months will add more delight to your curious mind. Also, make sure that you're not getting too distracted and try to stay focused on the tasks at hand. Be productive by putting all that you have learned so far into practical use. Since this is a great time to start new ventures and projects which can help you build something new and exciting, this will help you pay attention to your finances as well. So, focus on building stability right now, Aquarius. There may be some external pressures, but I'm sure you'll have fun with this. You can expect to build something fantastic in the next 6 months and create a level of stability that you have been envisioning for so long, Aquarius. Pisces, you haven't been able to catch your breath, have you? First Saturn and now Mars in your sign. For the past year or so, your focus has been more on your finances. Some really intense fears and insecurities about your stability and material security has likely plagued you. This has also been a motivating factor in you taking decisive action on your financial stability. In many ways, you're right at the threshold now, Pisces. So keep pushing. You have been breaking any limiting beliefs or poverty consciousness with regards to money. This is a monumental breakthrough in both your spiritual and physical journey. So, if you're inspired to start new projects and focus on your career goals, you'll slowly start seeing the results of all that hard work. So, it's a great time to start new projects and focus on your career goals. You'll see exceptional results in the next 6 months, Pisces. At first, the progress may seem slow, but things will pick up speed very quickly, Pisces. Almost overnight. Your money will grow in every step that you take towards those monetary goals, Pisces. So be bold and extra confident in your ideas now. You are right on track. Any adjustments you need to make, you will be able to handle them just fine. There's a whole new era of prosperity starting for you now. Make the most of it, Pisces. With that said, let's wrap up this video. Thank you for watching. If you found this to be insightful, do like this video and subscribe to my channel. As always, many hugs and much love. Bye.